it is, the penultimate video in the Adventure Bike Championship. There are a lot of great bikes in this series, and now only 3 are left. The bike that will be in the final round, the KTM 1290 Super Adventure R, and the 2 featured today that will face off this week, the Honda Africa Twin and the Ducati Multistrada V4. Ducati just unveiled their new Multistrada V4, and will be available in January 2021. There are 3 models in the new V4 lineup: the base V4, the V4S, and the V4S Sport. Other than a little more than $4,000 price disparity, the differences between the base V4 and the V4S are significant. The V4S has semi-active Marzocchi suspension controlled by the Ducati Skyhook suspension evolution system, a larger 330mm front brake disc, full LED headlight with daytime running lights and cornering lights, a larger 6.5-inch full-color TFT screen, Ducati Connect to connect your smartphone, Ducati Quick Shift for clutchless shifts, cruise control, and hill hold control. The V4S Sport is further upgraded with what Ducati calls Sport Livery, an Akrapovic carbon fiber and titanium exhaust, and a carbon fiber mudguard. What truly shines here is the new V4 engine. It's an 1158cc power plant with 170 horsepower and 92 foot-pounds of torque. The biggest change in the V4 engine is the move away from desmodromic valves to spring valves. This translates to a 36,000-mile valve service interval rather than the 15,000 for the desmodromic Multistrada 1260. No other bike manufacturer can come close to that interval. While many die-hard Ducati fans might grumble, this is something that long-distance adventurers like myself can really get behind. Electronics in the Ducati Multistrada just go so well together, and the V4 is no different. To save my bacon, the V4 has 8-level traction control, 8-level wheelie control, 3-level cornering ABS that can be disabled for off-road. The S model has a feature that really piques my interest: radar control. This allows the bike to have adaptive cruise control and blind spot detection. Except for the S model Multistradas, there are 0 motorcycles in the market that have these features. The V4 engine has 4 riding modes. The Sport and Touring modes give all the beans at 170 horsepower, and Enduro and Urban mode utilize 115 horsepower. What really intrigues me most about the V4S and the V4S Sport is Ducati Skyhook suspension evolution system. This provides data from the internal control unit that's used to adjust suspension settings as well as auto leveling. According to Ducati, fine adjustment takes place instantly and is integrated into the riding modes or can be personalized via the onboard computer. The Multistrada V4 is a damn fine bike. For my long distance adventures, the V4 is a perfect bike. Ducati changed the riding position for the V4 to make long-distance adventures much more comfortable, and the large 5.8-gallon tank will carry me far away to areas where I won't see a fuel station for a long while. While I'm not opposed to all the technology, it seems to be a bit much, but I'm certain I can get used to it. But getting used to it is a lot more difficult at a cost above $20,000 for all 3 models. The rider modes are good, but do I really need 115 horsepower off-road? I'd likely never be in a riding environment where I'd utilize all that power. Very few would. The Africa Twin is by far the sexiest of all the bikes in this championship. It comes in 4 models: the off-road ready base model and the Adventure Sport that focuses on adventure touring. The Adventure Sports has electronic suspension that I'll cover later. Outside the US, Adventure Sports is also sold with or without electronic suspension. All have DCT version, which is Honda's automatic transmission. I'm not interested in a DCT model, so I won't cover it here much, but I will say that just because I'm casting off the DCT, you shouldn't necessarily. While it might seem unnatural to not shift a bike into gear, it does allow you to ride a bike in an unexpected and fun way. Get on one before you cast a DCT model off. The power plant is a 270-degree crank parallel twin. At about 100 horsepower, it's not going to match the other bikes in this competition. But the AT's parallel twin has plenty of torque throughout the range. That's great for my riding style on the road and helpful for when I go off-road. One of the most common questions on this channel is if a certain bike is for beginners. At first look, the AT doesn't seem like a beginner's bike, but I feel it can be. Yes, I actually said that a 1084cc adventure bike can be a beginner bike. Let's delve into the rider modes and other settings. I'll start by saying this system is ridiculously complicated and it'll take some time to figure it out. But once you do, you'll see that the AT is adjustable not only for your riding environment, but also your style and skill level. There are 6 riding modes: urban, tour, gravel, and off-road. There are also 2 user adjustable modes. Depending on which mode you choose, you can further fine-tune the mode settings, including power, engine braking, wheelie control, turning on and off ABS and cornering ABS, and front and rear preload for passenger, pillion, with or without luggage. The user modes are where the adjustment really shines. Want a cushy, almost 1970s Cadillac-like long-distance ride? Set it in one of the user modes. Want a sporty, stiff suspension ride for the twisties? You can do that too. You can even dial down the power and raise every rider aid if you're a beginner rider. The AT is many bikes in one. What you want out of a bike depends on your riding environment and mood. The more off-road friendly base model is lighter at 501 pounds. The Adventure Sports comes in at 530 pounds. Still, both are one of the lightest bikes in the competition. The AT looks top heavy, and while it is heavy compared to others like the lightweight Ducati Multistrada, the weight of the AT is slung low. Once you pull on the throttle, the weight melts away. The 21-inch front wheel is very off-road friendly, and while it can get a little squirrely on the road, there's enough adjustability on the bike to offset that on the road. Especially with the on-the-fly electronic suspension of the Adventure Sports. While a beginner off-road adventurer would struggle a bit off-road, there's enough adjustability to give a beginner a bit of an advantage. If adventure touring is your thing, there is also a ton of adjustability to meet your needs. The standard cruise control and the heated grips that come standard on the Adventure Sports make long-distance adventures even better. The AT is a damn good-looking bike with a crap ton of features. This is truly the best bang-for-your-buck adventure bike, not only in this competition, but on the market. While the Multistrada is a ridiculously capable bike, the Africa Twin's price point and adjustability puts it a step above the Multistrada. Japanese reliability that Honda is known for, and having a dealership within 10 miles of my house, all make the Africa Twin a clear winner here. Yeah, the Africa Twin looks to be a bit confusing with all the technology that it has, but like most things that you use for the first time, it just takes a little bit of getting used to. I think that I might be able to overcome that. There's only one more video left in this series. It's the final round where the Africa Twin takes on the KTM 1290 Super Adventure R. It will be a tough battle, but it will be a fun video in the finale of this series. I hope you've all enjoyed it so far, and I hope to see you next week for that video. Thanks for watching, ride safe out there, seek adventure, and keep your wheels rolling the right direction. I'll see you next week.